G'day, this is Joe Cross from the movie Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead and from rebootwithjoe.com. I'm on Extreme Health Radio with Justin and Kate, and we are juicing up the world.
Welcome to Extreme Health Radio. Extreme Health Radio.
Where natural solutions to almost every health condition are out there. Join us on our journey to find them.
Now here are your hosts,
Broadcasting from sunny Southern California around the world.
Justin and Kate Stellman.
Oh, and yes, their little 10-pound wiener dog, Maggie Brown Longbottom.
Well, it's another beautiful day here in Southern California, and it's a nice, sunny, warm...
Almost July day. It's the last day of June.
It's the last day of June, Sunday morning.
Woohoo.
And I hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. I know we have listeners all over the world, so it's an honor to be here with you, and hopefully you are doing well today. And my name is Justin, and this is my wife,
Popeye. I have one eye shut. Kate, I have my eye shut because I just dug a eyelash out of it and now I can't see.
Oh, you have an eyelash in your eye.
I scratched it.
That's no good.
No. Don't I look like Popeye? Feel like it.
Minus the huge muscles.
Oh. But I have been juicing spinach.
That's right.
That's right.
We're going to talk a little bit about your juice cleanse.
I forgot. Do it.
So we're broadcasting worldwide from Southern California, and what else is going on? I feel like we've had a pretty good week here on at the palatial studios of Extreme Health Radio.
Palatial.
We've had some good guests this week. You know, first before that, I just want to thank everyone who's been listening and purchasing and buying through our links. What a just amazing thing that is. Yeah, so I want to thank you so much for that, everybody. I know a lot of people have been buying through our link on Amazon, and that's a really big help. And I want to just thank everyone for donating. We've had a few donations lately, and so kind, you know.
Very kind.
Yeah,
we're beyond thankful for this because it just gives us hope in what we're doing, and
yeah,
it just keeps us encouraged, I think.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So thank you everybody for donating. It's just, I don't know, I'm just overwhelmed. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What else do we have to do? Let's see. We've got a lot of stuff to get to. We've had a great week here at Extreme Health Radio. We had Sydney Ross Singer from Free the Boobies.
That's right. Free the Boobies.
Free the Boobies. So he was episode 119, and he's written some pretty good books, and pretty interesting guy, calling all the way in from Hawaii, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Made me jealous.
I know. He's on the Big Island.
Yep.
He's
with a farm.
Big farm. And
how do we get a piece of that?
I don't know. Somehow it'd be great to move over to Hawaii, though.
One of these days.
Yeah, one of these days. And then we had on episode... Anyway, so Sydney Ross Singer, he was an interesting show. He talked about bras and breast cancer, and that was interesting. And then we had Dr. Edward Kondrat on some natural solutions for macular degeneration, glaucoma, and other cataracts, eye issues.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was the first and only guy we've had just talking about eye health.
Yeah.
That was fascinating.
Yeah, he was good. He was really interesting, and I liked how he talked about the connection between the liver and your colon and your eyes.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, a lot of people don't talk about that.
It would make sense though what he was talking about with like the jaundice and the color of your eyes when you have a liver thing, and
right.
I mean, it really is all connected. It's right there. I don't know why I never put that together, but
yeah,
the little things I find out every day just change me.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, not a lot of doctors are going to be talking about doing a liver cleanse and a colon cleanse to help keep your eyes.
Right. And just the simple way of like juicing carrots and things, he said that, you know, just normal things that probably an eye doctor wouldn't tell you to go home and do. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was great.
He was good. And you have, you're doing a juice cleanse yourself.
Day 3 today. I'm rebooting with Joe.
Reboot with Joe.
Yeah, no, I after talking to Joe Cross, I realized that I've only done 2 mini ones of 3 days each. And I feel like I just, after day 3, feel like I'm just starting to heal. And then life happens and I go back to adding my food back in when I don't think I've processed like my body wanted to process. So I'm shooting for a week right now.
Shooting for a whole week.
I'll do a week. I'm curious to see if I want to continue on after that week for another 3 days or so. But
So what is your main goal
to do what?
for the juice fast?
Oh, just to reset my digestion. And
Yeah.
as my liver and that whole area continues to heal, I think that I just needed to give my body a break.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
You know, a lot of people do it for weight loss, you know, but you're not doing it for that really.
No, but I do feel like the extra little pudge we have here and there disappears when you do something like this. And
Yeah.
I mean, within the first 2 days, I felt like I just lost the little bit of, you know, love around my hips. The little extra love.
There's less to love on
There's
your
less
hips.
to love on me now, but I'm okay with that.
That's funny.
No, but I just think it's it just happens when you juice. People just shed the extra weight.
Yeah, shed the
You
pounds.
always just feel so good afterward. My stomach feels really, the first couple of days I just always feel like crap. And then, I don't know, something happens about this day 3 where you start feeling like you have more energy and you start to really sense the effects of the cleanse as far as like, yeah, you just don't feel bloated. Your digestion is starting to work better. And I've added in mastic gum and L-glutamine. You started doing that too.
That's right. That's right.
On an empty stomach every morning.
So I wrote an article about 10 sure ways to improve your digestive system function. And I'll put a link to that. And we were turned on to the idea of mastic gum and L-glutamine from Stephen Hines, Dr. Hines.
Yes.
And he talks a lot about using those two things.
And his DVD is just phenomenal. We haven't finished the whole thing, but we're trying to do it in chunks.
Do it in chunks.
Pieces.
Yeah, he's really good. Stephen Hines. I forget which episode. Do you remember which episode number he was?
Oh gosh, no, I don't.
Yeah, he was recently. Stephen Hines. You can go on to our guest list page and find the show with him. But how do you feel after? Do you feel any difference with the L-glutamine yet or no? With the mastic gum and
it's hard to say because I'm doing it at the same time I'm doing the juice cleanse. So between the two of them, I'm feeling good. I'm sure it's part of it, but
I seem to be feeling better.
In what ways?
Just less reaction to food, I think. But I've only been doing the mastic gum or actually both of them for 3 days now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's enough to notice a difference, but
I don't know. The way that we seem to be so sensitive to everything probably is the case, but
yeah, I know that he talks about like a 21-day, I'm not sure if it's a 14-day or 21-day protocol that you do this for, but yeah, it seems like the mastic gum does something with killing the H. pylori in your stomach or some kind of bacteria, and then the L-glutamine
kind of rebuilds your gut.
I think it rebuilds your gut and your villi and things like that.
Okay.
So, hey, we all need that, right?
Yeah, we all need more villi.
So hopefully we get some good benefit out of that.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, it can't not do great things for anyone, I'm sure.
Yeah, and then we just ordered some astaxanthin.
That comes before the 4th of July, hopefully.
Yeah, we got it on Amazon. So if you guys want to get it, you can go to our website, extremehealthradio.com/bioastin, BIOASTIN, and grabs the same stuff we got.
Yeah.
I've taken it before a little bit, but
I've never taken it.
I've heard some great things about it. It's just amazing. So we're going to be going in the sun a lot. So it's a really high antioxidant substance. So
yeah,
it's like an internal sunscreen.
Yeah, it's weird when you think about it that way, but I'm starting to think a lot of things are more internal than external.
I don't want to get sunburn my liver,
I don't want my colon to get blistered.
Get red and blistered. That doesn't sound good.
No, that doesn't actually.
What else have we got going on? We've started taking the Digestive Bitters as well from Vitality Herbs and Clay. I really like that stuff.
I do too. I do feel a difference with that. Before I started on this cleanse, we've taken them for about 2 weeks. And I could eat the heavier meals like the salmon and things and just not feel like I used to when food would just hit me right away, Yeah,
that stuff is really good because I love what Michael King was saying on this show. He was saying that the Digestive Bitters, it helps your body to produce the hydrochloric acid and the enzymes. So it stimulates the pancreas. And
that naturally already occur in your body?
Yeah. So because like with taking enzymes or taking HCl, you're kind of artificially introducing that substance into your body. But with taking the bitter herbs, you're teaching your body to secrete those substances on its own.
Because the bitterness actually causes your pancreas and things to contract.
Yeah,
and excrete like juices and stuff? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. If anyone knows the answer to that question, that's a good question.
Because I've been doing like, a bunch of bitter stuff, even with my juice cleanse, like the dandelion greens and things.
That stuff is powerful,
That stuff is powerful. And you can taste the bitterness, but I'm thinking that's when I feel like my liver acting up a little is after those juices or when I take the dandelion extract.
Oh, really?
And I'm thinking it has to do with, I think something bitter just cause it. Because I know lemon in water.
That's right.
That's why it's good for your liver, because it makes your liver contract a little bit and get rid of some toxins. I mean, that's what it's doing. It's flushing.
That's true.
Ah,
interesting.
Stick with me.
Yeah. The
Reboot with Kate.
.com. Yeah. So the digestive bitters are really, really, I love them.
I do too. I'm glad we added them into our daily protocol.
Yeah, I do it before. I usually don't only do once a day with, like a heavy meal or something, but
I do them 3 times a day.
Oh, do you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I were doing like, heavy meals and things, I would do 1 or 2 at each meal.
I'm not doing any during this cleanse. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm not really eating anything.
Yeah, you could if you wanted to.
I guess I could. I'm doing all my other, all I feel like I do is pop pills all day. So.
Yeah, like pill popper.
Pill popper.
Yeah, if you're interested in the digestive bitters and want to go through our link, that would help support us. But
yeah, those bitters make a difference for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that just to, get you to buy something, but these things are really good. Mm-hmm. And if you want to go through, call Michael up and tell him we sent you, and he'll send you a couple weeks supply of Earth and Ormus.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So people get a 2-week supply of that. So
is that vitalityherbsandclay.com?
vitalityherbsandclay.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I have their silica rich clay too, that you can put in a bath. I've never put it in the bath, but
I don't think you've ever taken a bath.
When I was a kid.
Oh,
I did,
well, yeah.
But people has claimed that it really detoxes through the skin, and you can make like a mask and put it on your face, and because it's a super high silica and mineral content.
I'm going to start doing that.
You can mix it with a little bit of water. Some people use it on scars to help treat the scars, to make the energetics of your body work. Because you know how the scars block the energy flow? Mm-hmm. You could do that. And we also have the earth and sea greens too.
Gosh, we got those right. We got them a while ago, but I was going to start them right before this cleanse, and then I just completely forgot about them. So when I get back on, I guess I could do it now along with. Can you stir it into your just juice and stuff?
Yeah, you could stir it into your juice or water, but it might be kind of gritty.
Gritty, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you look at the side of that, and it's got like, it's amazing how many ingredients are in that thing.
Yeah.
It's like 6,000 ingredients,
Yeah, something that we'd never be able to dig up on our own.
Yeah, I know.
It's just amazing that stuff exists. It's like God just set up the whole planet to work with what we need to extract from it to stay healthy and stuff. And
oh my gosh.
We're just beginning to uncover half this stuff.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what do you think of the squatty potty so far?
The squatty potty.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that in a while.
I know, I haven't.
I love that.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, it actually feels strange now not to have a squatty potty.
I know.
It's like I want to travel with it.
Yeah, when we go on vacation here in a couple of weeks.
Are we going to take it?
No.
Well, we have our own bathroom. We could.
We take everything. Take our juicer.
We are taking everything. Dehydrator 1 year. Nobody in the family knew what to think about that thing.
We could take our hyperbaric oxygen tank.
Our car's filled with our rebounder, our sauna.
Oh man, I think that's the point of vacation, just to get away from all that.
Yeah, that's true. But the squatty potty, I think, really does make a difference with, man, it just makes elimination so much easier and less harsh, I think.
Yeah.
My whole digestive area when I go to the restroom now feels different than it used to. You don't feel so irritated.
Oh, I know.
Or crampy afterward if you're having intestinal issues. Oh,
I know.
And I have to say, I'm not saying this to try to sell anybody, but it's beautiful. Like the one we have is made out of bamboo. Uh-huh. It's like really pretty. It looks all zen. It goes beautiful in a bathroom. It's not like this ugly plastic thing.
And I was actually surprised how far it fits underneath your toilet.
See, that's what's cool.
It's really out of the way.
It just tucks away.
It completely tucks away.
Yeah.
At first it takes a little bit of time to get used to, doesn't it?
That's what I was just going to say. At first it's very odd.
Yeah.
But then you kind of can't. It feels strange if you don't use it anymore now.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
Your feet just feel like they're flat on the ground. It doesn't feel natural.
It does not feel natural.
Probably how people feel about in the childbirth thing, where you're laying down in a bed, birthing a kid. It's not how, you're working against gravity and what the baby's trying to help your body do. And so I bet that people that only give natural birth and then try to go to a hospital type route just have the weirdest time.
Yeah, I bet it would be the same thing.
It really doesn't seem normal when you start thinking about it.
The one we have, I think it's the 9-inch. You can get them 5, 7, and 9-inch. And we have the tallest one, the 9-inch and the bamboo. But I would recommend, you can get these for everything in every toilet in your house. Most people have 2 or 3 of them. And if you have a family, it's no coincidence that at our colon hydrotherapist place, they have them there.
Right.
It's
I've been to a few places where they've had them over the years and I didn't know what the heck they were. I thought they were for disabled people.
Oh yeah.
I really did. I didn't know. I've seen them throughout my life and I just thought, what the heck is that? Is that for people who need to hold on to a bar or their feet can't touch? I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't think about that. Now that now when I've seen them in the colon hydrotherapy office.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, it's really cool. So if you are interested in those things, you can go to extremehealthradio.com/squat, SQUAT, and check it out. There's a little video on there and stuff like that. I don't know. I really like it.
Me too.
It's a really simple way to improve your health without even doing anything different in your lifestyle at all.
Right.
It's pretty simple. We've got a few listener questions here that I need to get to. This one's from David. Hi, Justin. Love your shows, man. Great stuff. I seem to have come to you like many people have experimented with raw back in the late 90s. I'm on a paleo-based diet, emphasizing greens and superfoods. That's cool.
That's awesome.
Just started the cultured foods thing based on Weston A. Price, which is great. I look forward to making some broths, etc. I'd be interested to know what your diet is at the moment. I do bodybuilding, sculpting, and I'm considering adding raw milk into my smoothies for muscle gain. I have just added a little colostrum in them for now, and I'm making progress, but I feel it might be worth an experiment. Any thoughts? Thank you again, Justin. You're doing great work. It's much appreciated. Cheers, Dave.
Oh,
that's cool. Thanks, Dave. It looks like he's from New Zealand too.
Cool.
That's great. I think it's really cool that you're adding superfoods and things. I think that's one of the things paleo people get wrong is they don't add all these kind of super herbs and superfoods. I don't do any raw milk. Do you?
A little bit here and there.
Yeah, I don't digest that stuff well.
Well, I'm wondering if that's part of my problem, though, to be honest. I've been adding it in more recently again after probably a year of not doing hardly any dairy, even raw dairy. And I've been making raw ice cream. And man, I had it a couple days before I started feeling my worst before this cleanse, and it rocked me. So I don't know.
A lot of people love raw milk. I wish I loved raw milk because I love butter and cream and all that stuff and the milk fats and things. But if you can tolerate it, it's, if you're from New Zealand, maybe you have a different, your genetic history is a little bit different and your family can tolerate that. But it's great for muscle gain. You're right. There's a website I remember a long time ago I read something about, it was called stronglifts.com, and it was the 5x5 workout. And the guy talked about drinking, get this, a gallon of milk a day.
Oh, why?
Because it helps you put on strength and size.
A gallon of raw?
No, this guy was just drinking
a gallon of milk.
Gallon of factory farmed, hormone ingested. What else is in milk? Antibiotics, grain fed cows, factory farmed, sick cows.
And I've also heard, by the way, jet fuel.
Oh, jet fuel.
But that's a whole other story. That's a book I want to talk about, by the way. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Mm-hmm. So, people doing that. And then we talked to Jeffrey Williams. Remember that? Where he was drinking a ton of milk and had testicular cancer.
Yeah.
I've heard that milk can drive cancer like that. That's what the whole China study is about. So doing it raw is good. Grass-fed is good. That's an improvement. We had, who was that guy? Dr. Ron Kusan he's talked about the calcium magnesium ratio in milk. And
oh, that's right. Yeah.
So that kind of deterred me from drinking any milk, even if it's raw. But colostrum I hear is good, and whey protein powder is good for that. So
whey
that's something.
Yeah,
whey protein, because they isolate. There's none of the casein. I guess casein is where the apparent cancer connection is from with milk.
Well, I read that book, Skinny Bitch. I know it's a funny title, but I read it it's been about 5 years, but I want to reread it. And I remember the title obviously offends some people, but it is the best book. It's written by Rory Friedman and Kim Barnowen or something like that.
Kim Kardashian, correct. But it sheds a whole new light on the dairy industry from their research they've done and what they've found in their studies. So
really? It's really encouraging for women, especially out there. But they came out with a new book called Skinny Bastard.
Oh gosh.
That's, I think, for the men, but it goes into the whole why they think dairy is not ideal for your body and what they find in the dairy. But yeah, that's a good reset kind of a book to read.
It's interesting. I was just found out about someone I knew that had a child recently, and they eat a paleo style diet, and the child got all their vaccinations and shots and things. And then I think about this where, people eat, it's just so strange. There's such a disconnect. Like, yes, you could drink a gallon of milk a day and put on tons of weight and muscle if you're working out hard, but it drives cancer. So I just don't would you rather look amazing and have cancer? I guess. I mean, some people, maybe that's what, it's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. There's a disconnect going on there. It doesn't make any sense.
There's a huge disconnect. It's crazy. It's like if you're eating paleo and you understand about diet and human ancestry, why would you vaccinate? I don't.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So weird. So anyway, David, I would try the colostrum and the whey protein. My diet right now is I usually have a couple smoothies a day. Superfood smoothies.
You do raw eggs too.
I do raw eggs
in the smoothie.
I do a couple raw eggs in the smoothies. I'll do some like a green fruit-based smoothie in the morning. Try to keep it low sugar on the fruits if I can. In summertime, it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
And then I'll do like a chocolate smoothie in the day, and I'll usually try to go for one vegetable juice a day if I can. And then usually in the evenings, I'll have some kind of meal. Like last night, I had salmon and cooked vegetables, some broccoli and carrots and salmon. And usually some kind of meat-based meal in the evening.
Yeah, like the, free-range, organic, non-hormone chicken we buy, really high quality.
Right.
In the winter, we'll do like a buffalo, same quality of meat, buffalo stews and things.
Yeah, stews. Ooh.
Oh, stews. I know. It sounds so good right now.
That sounds really good. We are up against a break here, and I want to run a little ad for this really great bone program for people with osteoporosis. I was listening to it just recently, and it's really great. It's with Kevin Gianni and I forget Dr. A something Williams.
Okay.
And he's got a whole program about osteoporosis. So it's really good. So anyway, we'll be right back after this break. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. I wanted to tell you about this really cool program called the Complete Bone Health Solution Program put out by Kevin Gianni and Dr. J.E. Williams. It's really awesome. You can check it out at extremehealthradio.com/bones, plural, or you could check it out in our store, but it's really, really an amazing program. It goes into the causes of osteoporosis and bone loss, osteopenia, what causes these conditions. And Dr. J.E. Williams, I think he has like over 30 years of experience in natural medicine, and he's seen over 100,000 patients. So he's got tons of knowledge, and I have the course myself and have gone through it. It's really, really good course. And if you know anyone that has these types of conditions, I would highly suggest that you purchase this or maybe get it for them or have them get it. It's really, really a good program. And he goes into specific protocols and how to treat all kinds of different bone conditions like weak or brittle bones, osteoporosis, bone loss, bone fractures, and how to generally strengthen your bones using diet without taking medication. And so he's got all these protocols for this. So it's really, really a good program, and I highly recommend it. So if you're into this kind of thing, or if you need this kind of information, it's really a wealth of knowledge. It comes in physical or digital format. It's about 2 hours long and comes with transcripts and PDF documents and booklets and all kinds of stuff. So if you go to extremehealthradio.com/bones, or you could look at it in our store, you'll be able to watch a couple videos with Dr. J.E. Williams as just a little bit of an intro to the course. So check it out, extremehealthradio.com/bones.
100% 100% listener supported. Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join the show now on Skype at Extreme Health Radio or call 949-505-9585. Hello. That's 949-505-9585.
All right, we're going to get to a couple more questions here. I want to encourage everyone on the Free for All Friday shows, please consider calling in and joining the show. We usually post to Facebook, a few minutes before the show, but we usually do the show somewhere around 9 or 10 or 11 on Sunday mornings, right?
Right, so far.
So far. And we'll switch it to Fridays as soon as we can get Kate out of her Friday work situation. But I would encourage you guys to call in and, share your health tips or ask questions or
chat with us.
Yeah, we want to kind of get more information out and get you guys involved in the show. So please call us. The Skype is Extreme Health Radio is our ID, and the phone number is 949-505-9585. And we had another question here. Let's see, from Eleanor, and she talks about her dry skin is something that she's trying to get on top of. You have any ideas for dry skin?
Coconut oil.
Yeah, coconut oil.
Yeah.
I guess liver. Skin and liver.
Oh. Connection there?
Yeah, so you might want to consider doing some olive oil.
Shots with lemon.
Yeah, olive oil with lemon, that's right.
Yeah, we just squeeze one full lemon into an ounce of, a shot glass of olive oil, switch it around, and down it goes.
How much do we do, a tablespoon of olive oil or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a little. Yeah, that's probably about right, with a half a lemon.
And I've heard dry skin. I've heard that has to do with colon. So if you really focus on your colon and your liver, and I know that MSM is really good for your skin.
MSM, yeah. Along with, seriously though, topically, the coconut oil, because I tell my clients at the salon if they have the flakes on their head, to put the coconut oil and massage it into their head and sleep on it, and the next day, rinse it out before, because it makes your head a little greasy. I mean, it seeps into it's greasy, but it goes into your face just nice. But on your scalp, it can kind of get a little, make your hair oily, but it really, really helps.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So you might want to consider that. Eleanor, thanks for writing in. And then Bonnie writes in, I love this. How to detox chemtrails.
Oh, gosh.
Fluoride in the water and GMOs in the food. Do you know a daily protocol that actually works? I don't. I mean, I know a lot of principles that we do that, general daily detox principles like sweating and
the zeolite.
If you're interested in this kind of stuff, we've got a lot of, I don't want to make this whole show about products that we promote, but I really do believe in the ones that we promote. We sell a sauna that helps you sweat. It's a great relaxed far infrared sauna that's portable, and you can sit in there and you sweat so much. That would be a good way to get rid of chemicals. The zeolite, which draws them out.
System, right?
So if you want to do the zeolite that we do, it's extremehealthradio.com/zeolite, and the sauna is our website /sauna. And then another thing would be the clay.
I was going to say the clay and the baths, I'm sure. Yeah,
clay baths. What else? Green juices would help detox, this kind of stuff. Golly, there's just 1,000 different. You can do the Ejuva cleanse.
Oh, right, which I'm about to embark on.
That's right. We're going to get you going on the.
Yep, Ejuva right when I get back from vacation in a couple weeks here.
That's right.
Yep.
So those are some ideas for detoxing fluoride. I think the zeolite actually can pull it out of your bones too. I think I heard someone say that.
Oh man,
yeah,
that's
it pulls
awesome.
fluoride. GMOs in the food. I mean, a lot of that stuff. You might want to consider getting a water filter to protect yourself from that.
Grounding.
I
mean, I don't know if that detoxes, but it helps keep you, I guess, from absorbing a lot of the Earth's stuff they put on us these days.
Yeah, I mean, it would help to, it would basically help indirectly in the sense that grounding would help calibrate the energetics of your body with the earth so that there's less stress on your immune system. Because anytime you're not grounded, your body's in a slightly stressed state.
Yeah, that's weird.
You know,
but true.
So
yeah,
just
indirectly
a lot of things. Yeah. So thanks, Bonnie, for writing in. And we got one from Mike here. I'm new to your show. It's been great so far. My issues: kidney failure, beginning, and glandular issues. Oh gosh, kidney failure.
Kidneys.
Do you know anything about kidney failure? Yeah, Mike, for kidney failure, I don't know. I would say look into the work of Chris Kaler.
He's the energetic medicine healer we've been talking about that I've had sessions with. And I'm pretty sure if you called him up or sent him an email, he might be able to direct you a little bit that way. In the alternative energy medicine field, might be able to help you get going and find a way to start to get out of that cycle.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm sure there's so many doctors and things we've interviewed on this show.
Yeah, go on to our guest list page maybe and check out all the guests. And I'm drawing a blank right now.
I know, me too.
But glandular issues, the glands, that makes me think of hormones.
Right.
You know, a lot of things. You want to look at like herbs and things that support these particular organs. That's what you want to do. Look up, like go to Google and type herbs for the kidney or herbs for the thyroid. We interviewed, speaking of the thyroid, we interviewed Dr. Mark Starr. And we'll put a link to everything that we talk about today on this show page, which is extremehealthradio.com/122, I think. And Mark Starr is a really kind of the nation's leading expert in the thyroid. And we interviewed him about thyroid issues. I would consider some of the products by Daniel Vitalis for the glands and for hormone issues, like the pine pollen, because that is I think that's one of the only substances on earth, the pine pollen, that actually contains testosterone within it. A lot of things your body uses and then makes testosterone from that. But pine pollen actually contains the absorbable testosterone. So you can get that at Surthrival. If you go to our website, or there's a link for Surthrival down at the bottom of any one of our pages, we'll put a link to it on this show page too.
And also, I don't know if this would have to do, but maybe acupuncture to get the meridians flowing.
Yeah, for glandular issues. That's right.
Glandular issues.
That's a good idea.
So,
yeah. So you want to look at herbs and things that support your endocrine system and hormones and things. And here we go. We got another email. So Yvette writes in, hey, Justin and Kate. And Yvette, I want to thank you for writing in. This is such a great email because one of our friends is dealing with, her body's dealing with rheumatoid arthritis right now. And so you wrote in and she says, I was just listening to your Random Thoughts show during which you talked about your friend who has rheumatoid arthritis and how she's tried many, many things, spent lots of money, but has had little success. Anyway, I thought I would alert you to a website which you might refer to your friend that I've learned through Kevin Trudeau's radio show. And the link is resolvearthritis.com. And she says, this company, which is out of New Zealand, has a mineral-based detox system that revs up the immune system to expel viruses from the body. RA is apparently caused by a virus, along with immune system blockage. Kevin states their product removes viruses from the body, and yes, that includes incurable herpes virus. It's important to follow the instructions correctly. For example, you cannot take any other supplements or medications you might be on within an hour of taking the mineral dosage. Also, the product is not cheap. It's $300 plus additional products may be necessary if the virus has been in the body for a long time. And then Yvette says, I'm actually in the process of doing this mineral detox myself to get rid of all viruses. Kevin talked about the fact that 99% of us have at least one virus in our cells, more typically several viruses, whether we know about them or not. And some of these viruses can lead to other serious issues. For example, it is believed that by the doctor who developed this detox system, that the herpes virus contributes to the development of Alzheimer's disease. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that connection.
It's a 50-day detox. I'm only on day 6. It's gentle, not a big hassle. You don't have to change your diet or anything, and the company answers any questions you may have. So that's something you may want to, if anyone's dealing with arthritis issues, go to resolvearthritis.com.
Yeah, thanks, Yvette, for that. We passed that email on to our friend, so That's huge.
Yeah, that's really, really great. So thank you,
Good
Yvette.
resource.
That's awesome. And Nancy writes in, thanks, Justin. I admire what you're doing. I'm struggling with pre-diabetes and goiter. I have gotten good results from avoiding wheat and carbs so far with the blood sugar. For the goiter, I believe kelp and iodine and magnesium. For cholesterol, a friend age 77 and I, age 66, both got fantastic results from red yeast rice and CoQ10. Her HDL went from 80 to 95 and mine from 70 to 85. It also lowered my total cholesterol to 195. I have purchased Ty's book. She's talking about Cancer Step Outside the Box.
Yeah.
Amazing book. We'll put a link to that on this page as well. It's called Cancer Step Outside the Box. And we'll put a link to that on the show page. But she says, I like John Barron's book, which I thank you for. It's a great book. He does recommend meat, which it appears I do well on. So she's talking about the free ebook, Lessons from the Miracle Doctors, that people can get for free if they sign up to our newsletter. I think it's on Amazon for $15, and I think it's a couple hundred pages.
Wow. And
people can download it for free if they go to our site and subscribe and get on our newsletter list. And that's called Lessons from the Miracle Doctors. And so, yeah, that's great. Red yeast rice and CoQ10 for cholesterol, pre-diabetes. So I would look at increasing your minerals if you have pre-diabetes, obviously lowering sugar. Goiter, I think...
I've never heard of goiter.
I think that's an issue with your thyroid.
How do you spell it?
Goiter.
Yeah, I feel stupid. I've never heard of that before.
Isn't that what people talk about, how when you juice kale and things like that, it can cause goiter, like it has an adverse effect on your thyroid gland?
I've never heard that. But you know way more than I do, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I think that might be... So you may want to look at or do a search for goiter and cruciferous vegetables. That's what it is, for juicing them raw. I mean, those are great for cancer, but if that's what it is, which I think it is, the goiter...
It might exacerbate the problem.
Yeah, it could exacerbate that problem. Yeah, cholesterol is a big deal these days. That's a huge issue.
It is.
And,
well, kind of. I think the doctors make you think it's a huge issue. For some people it is, but I think the way that we're looking at it is the issue.
Yeah, I remember reading a book called Selling Sickness, and they talked about the cholesterol issue in there, and I
gave that to my mom. We let her borrow that.
Oh, that's right.
When she came back all panicked from the doctor talking about her cholesterol, and I said, Mom, you don't need to go down that road if they give you a number. Read this book first. So she read that part about, especially the chapter about the cholesterol and the lie of, having to be on medication that they want you to get on. So she forgoed the medication, and it's been a couple of years and she's not dead. So
yeah, it's a slippery slope. As soon as you start taking one medication, then it's really a slippery slope.
Yeah, I agree.
Because then you start getting into interactions and side effects and that kind of stuff. And then you have to go to your doctor to ask him if, can I take this natural supplements? Does it mess with my medication? And,
right.
I mean, it's just it's a less than desirable road you want to go down.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And then the other issue with cholesterol too is that they're trying to get it down below 120 now, or no, 180. And I think you're at I forget what it is, 150, you can't even make hormones, but they want to get it down to 120.
Oh gosh.
Which is...
Well, and then you have all kinds of other issues. So then they're going to put you on a thyroid medication or
Yep.
Oh,
exactly.
brother.
Yeah, or you will have sexual issues, so you'll need to take Viagra.
Right. And they have, yeah.
Yeah, and then you're on 2 medications now, and I mean it's just, I'm not telling anyone this is not medical advice, but everyone has to be their own doctor basically.
Yeah.
But doing something like red yeast rice, that's kind of known. That's worldwide. It's kind of known for that. It's renowned for that. CoQ10. Is great for the heart and cholesterol and things. But we've been learning about cholesterol and heart attacks from the whole recall healing thing, that cholesterol and heart attacks is basically a loss of territory, is what they say on an emotional level. Mm-hmm. When people lose territory. So if you're interested in a book called, I think it's called Heal Thyself.
I think that's right.
By Peter DeWitt, and we're working on getting him on the show. And he wrote a whole thing on recall healing, and he goes into the emotional triggers and the emotional causes, which are the real causes of all disease.
Yeah, that was fascinating about when he talks about the heart attacks. And usually it is after the loss of something, a job, a person, just feeling out of control in your life. Yeah, like somebody moved in on your territory. And
the stress that precedes all of that, or that happens during that time, is the disease. Mm-hmm. But when you have a heart attack, as soon as you reclaim your territory, you get your job back, or you get your company back, or whatever it is that has been taken from you, that's when you die. And we think it's the heart attack that kills you, but it's not.
Talk about a whole different way of looking at it.
It's all backwards. So look up Peter DeWitt, recall healing, and his book is Heal Thyself. So it's really, really fascinating. It basically flips everything upside down on health.
Yeah. And
it's really fascinating. So you may want to look at that. And then Vance writes in, let's see. Oh, she's writing back to our email that we send out in our very first email saying, what are your health issues?
Oh.
Bladder cancer. Bladder cancer. So they listened to episode 75 with Tamara St. John. Was interesting. I've ordered her book. What's her book called, Tamara St. John?
Oh, shoot.
Her book is called Defeat Cancer Now, and we had her on episode 75. Interesting. She healed her breast cancer, right? Was that what it was? Breast cancer?
It was, shoot, I forget which kind.
She was really interesting.
Yeah.
She healed her breast cancer naturally. And I forget what protocol she used now. I forget about that.
I remember she used all kinds of, I forget what it's called, but cottage cheese and pineapple.
That's right. Cottage cheese, and it wasn't pineapple. It was something else. You're right. It's something like that.
Yeah. It was very interesting to get the pH balance of her body.
That was the Budwig protocol. And she's on episode 75. So you can go to our website, extremehealthradio.com/75 to hear her. And then he says, you may want to include Dr. Isaac Elias for products HonoPure, purified Honokiol, HONOKIOL extract, and Pectasol C, modified citrus pectin.
Wow. Should put links to that.
Yeah, keep up the good work that you're doing. Well, thank you. I've never even heard of those. Or Dr. Isaac Elias.
How do you spell his last name?
Eliaz, Isaac, ISAAC, HonoPure, and Pectasol C. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of things to do for cancer, and keep doing what you're doing and keep researching for bladder cancer. I'm convinced personally that there's always a way.
Me too.
I'm convinced that people can heal, and the body's incredibly powerful, and no matter what, quote, stage they tell you whatever your cancer's in.
Yeah.
If you have the right mindset and the right stress reduction techniques and the right diet and the right support and the right cleansing protocols, you might want to listen to an episode we did with Dr. Leonard Caldwell. He was a fascinating guy, and he's done some amazing work with cancer. And his contention is that all cancer is caused by stress. And that's probably true, because if you think about, how a lot of people say all cancer is caused by teeth issues.
Right.
Or disease starts in the colon, but really those are all stresses too. That's just a stress on the body.
Right.
So
that was a talk about, and if you want to be encouraged in your journey about anything in life, he is the man to listen to.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
I'm still happy in my brain when I think about him.
Dr. Leonard Caldwell. We'll put a link to that.
Absolutely.
On this show page. Just wondering if anyone, this is from Alan, the health gurus have a protocol to beat tinnitus.
Oh.
Tinnitus, is that ringing in the ears, right?
I believe so. And the thing that comes to mind first is our friend Gloria, who's written to me twice now about listening to an episode that we had with Chris Kaler on.
Oh.
And this is an amazing story. She wrote me an email that she was wondering a little bit about the energetic healing And she and her husband were skeptics, and they listened to our episode with Chris Kaler. I'm not sure which episode, but we'll link to that. And during the episode, she started having a tingling in her ears. She's had tinnitus for 12 years. And she said she felt something happening and it completely went away.
Wow.
Yeah. So she wrote me and was freaking out, going like, I don't know what's going on or why. And her husband was listening, and he'd had arthritis in his knees his whole life for years and years. And he felt tingling in his knees just from listening to the energy medicine interview we had. So I contacted Chris Kaler and said, what the heck is going on here? And he said it's basically when he wants to do a mass healing, he can kind of do that, set the stage for that over the air. And it doesn't matter if because they listened to it way after we had aired the episode. It was like 3 weeks or something.
Really?
Like that. So I don't know from Gloria's response about her tinnitus and how excited she is that is being healed. She's super interested in Chris Kaler's work, and we're having him back on our 4th of July episode. And word on the street from him is that there's going to be another mass healing going on. So if I were, who is the writer that just wrote it?
This one is from Alan.
So if Alan is listening to this, I really think he should tune in the day after whenever we post Chris Kaler's episode, listen to that and just experiment around. And if not, maybe contacting Chris Kaler about that issue would be very fascinating.
Yeah, he's, Alan looks like he's in Australia. At least his email address looks like it's from Australia.
Well, that's the best thing about Chris Kaler though. Most of it's over the phone unless you live up by him in Winnipeg.
Right.
But I was fascinated to get 2 emails from Gloria about her tinnitus and it's just amazing. Wow. So I would encourage anybody with that problem to...
Yeah, ringing in the ears. I've heard that there's some connections with either parasites or candida as well.
I would not be surprised.
And so, you're looking at parasites and candida, you might want to look at some parasite cleanses. We have them on our site. The Ejuva Cleanse does that. You can go on to any, just do a search on Google if you want to find some other cleanses. Candida, there's lots of different things you can do with candida. And then also, I've heard there's a connection with calcium,
or something?
Nanobacteria that builds up in your inner ear canal. And David Wolf does a lot of work with calcium and that kind of thing with his Longevity Now program. So those are some ideas with ringing in the ears. I know it's probably very annoying. So,
oh gosh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah. So hang in there, Alan. And eventually what I like to do is have this show be live and people can call in and also have a chat room.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and have a chat room. So we can have a chat room going on the Free for All Friday shows, and we can people can write in and listen live and then be on the chat room and say, hey, this works for tinnitus or something.
I would love that. That's the next step for us.
Yeah, we're going to do that. So eventually we'll get there. So those are some ideas about tinnitus, and it's actually time for a commercial.
Wow.
So we're going to do a spot for our favorite blender, the Vitamix blender.
I love that blender.
Yeah, I got to go make a smoothie.
Love me that blender. I know.
Yeah, it's great. So we'll be right back after this break. So a few years ago when I was working for this company, it was a really small company, and I had been wanting a Vitamix blender for years and years and years, but they're so expensive and I just hadn't saved the money at that time to get one. And so as a Christmas bonus, they knew that I loved the Vitamix, so they got me a Vitamix, the 5000 blender. And that thing is so incredible. It was right at the beginning of my raw food journey, and I was using it about 3 times a day, really. Today, I still use it about twice a day to make blended smoothies and things like that. But the Vitamix blender is really, really great. And if you go to extremehealthradio.com/Vitamix, that will redirect you over to there, and then you'll be able to purchase that, and we'll get a commission for your order. And you'll also get free shipping too, so that'll be great for you if you're interested in saving about $25 on the shipping. And with the Vitamix, you can make sauces and dips and bread. You could make ice cream with it. I've done a lot of ice cream. You can just make the most incredible things. And it's my favorite because it's got a tamper on it. And you can put ice and frozen berries and avocado and some honey. and things like that, and with no water at all, and you have that tamper, and you can make the most amazing ice creams with it. So the Vitamix is my favorite blender of choice, and if you're in the market to buy one, I would greatly encourage you to do so if you have the money for it. And if you do it through us, through extremehealthradio.com/Vitamix, I'll get a little commission for it, and you'll get free shipping. So it works out for you and for us too. So if you're in the market, please do it through us. That'd be really cool. And you're going to love this thing when you get it. You're going to fall in love with it. You'll never go back to a regular blender again. So check that out, extremehealthradio.com/Vitamix, and I hope you enjoy it.
All free shows, all the time on Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join our community today. Call using Skype at Extreme Health Radio or call 949-505-9585. That's 949-505-9585.
Can't stop me from dancing.
It's impossible.
That song just makes you want to dance.
Just makes you want to dance. It's impossible.
Can't stop my bodily movement. Oh, brother.
Oh, man. So it's starting to cloud up here now in Southern California. That's not good.
Chemtrail.
Less than desirable.
Less than desirable.
We want to go to the beach, don't we?
Yeah.
Hopefully it clears up a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
It was sunny when we started the show, and now the fog's coming in. Not so sure about that.
Chemtrail.
You think it's a chemtrail?
Yeah, spreading our way.
It could be.
Covering us with clouds. Bummer.
We're shrouded in mystery here. That is not good.
Shrouded.
So let's see. We've got some other things to get to. I hope that we're able to answer all of your questions there adequately.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I think it's about time to do a fun facts with Kate, isn't it?
I'm feeling it coming on.
You think so?
Let's do it.
And now join us for Fun Facts with Kate.
Oh, man.
Where you never know what the heck is on her mind, or gonna come out of her mouth.
That makes me laugh every time.
It's so funny.
Well, this is something for our little happy Independence Week.
Okay.
For July 4th.
I like it.
Well, first of all, did you know that the hemp plant is good for the following things?
Let's see. What do you got?
For fuel. The production of fuel, oil, food, paper, housing, textiles.
Wow.
What in the world? Yeah. So, let's see. George Washington said, "Make the most you can of the Indian hemp seed and sow it everywhere."
Really?
These are our forefathers. This is a little 4th of July food for thought.
George Washington.
Thomas Jefferson follows up and says, "Hemp is of first necessity to the wealth and protection of the country."
Wow. Wow, golly.
Right?
We loved Thomas Jefferson. It was great.
Great, right?
Yeah.
John Adams, "We shall by and by want a world of hemp more for our own consumption."
Wow.
I know.
I wonder how they knew how powerful it was. That's pretty cool.
Right? And how, well, they obviously knew it was very powerful because it was going to be the fight that we're in right now over the plant. But
you know, it's crazy. I don't understand. When you look at a hemp plant, I don't understand how do they make, because you can make concrete out of hemp, you know, you can make shirts. I mean, I look at a hemp plant, I don't see a brick.
Yeah, I know. I don't see a potential of the tank top I wore yesterday.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah. Talk about creative people.
Yeah.
With how they process this stuff. But
yeah.
And then Benjamin Franklin owned one of the first paper mills that processed the hemp into parchment, on which the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were drafted.
Really?
So there you go.
So
that is a fun fact for our little Independence Day.
Now it's illegal.
Yep.
To have that. Mm-hmm. Wow. What
We've
if
gone
you had
so far from our roots?
What if you had a copy of the Declaration of Independence on while you're driving?
They'd probably arrest you while you're driving.
Yeah.
You drive around with a declaration in your glove box.
Yeah.
They probably would.
That's crazy.
And then another little fun fact, it's not very fun, but about the H1n1 Flu Shot. Ooh, this stuff is not good.
So that's just a regular like yearly flu shot, people?
I believe that's the H1n1, yeah.
That's not, oh yeah, H1n1.
I think that's, well, is that a specific flu? I'm not sure, but either way, the flu shot's not very safe.
Yeah.
They contain all kind of carcinogens, immunotoxins, toxins, just really bad stuff. All these words you can't pronounce. Sodium, toro, something that looks like chocolate.
Yeah.
But they're linked to narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy?
I can't even pronounce the things. I'm not going to read them. Narcolepsy. I don't know how to say it. Guillain-Barré syndrome. Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Yeah.
Autism, paralysis, rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, lupus, cancer, death. The H1n1 vaccine is now banned in multiple countries, and the H1n1 vaccine's developers apparently have refused to take it themselves.
Yeah, you know what? We were just talking about that. We were just talking about Dr. Oz, weren't we?
I believe not in this show, but yeah.
Yeah, just we were driving around the other day, and I think that he recommends everyone to get vaccinations, but he himself didn't vaccinate his children, I think.
I think that was what
we said. Or something like that.
Yes.
Or he doesn't get the flu shot.
Right.
Wow.
And how a lot of government officials won't, they'll go more natural routes because they don't want to be taking their chemo and their answers to vaccine. Their answers aren't working for them, the higher ups, and so they're even afraid to take the stuff. In
Ty Bollinger's book, Cancer Step Outside the Box, he talks about there is a study that says 70% of oncologists would not take chemo. So what does it say at the very end of that about the vaccinations?
How it's now banned in a lot of countries.
And
multiple countries, and that their own developers have refused to take it.
Wow. They will just stop at nothing to get these vaccines. I heard that CVS was, I think that's a nationwide. Is CVS nationwide?
I think so, yeah.
They were offering $100 gift cards and free flu shots to people who would get them.
What?
And they were giving away iPads last year. Remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
It's just...
They're giving away iPads for people to take the vaccination?
Yeah. Can you believe, how bad do they want people to take these things?
Apparently very, because I remember shopping in one, remember last Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
And the little thing came do throughout the store. And it's like, go get your vaccination at the pharmacy today. And if you do, you get a $25 off coupon toward anything applying, toward your purchase in the store. And I stopped in my tracks, literally, and was like, looking around like, where is the candid camera here? Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't free, but they're offering you, like, you pay for the vaccine, which probably isn't more than $10 at like a CVS. Wow, and then they were giving you a $25.
And we've seen people drive through. Didn't they do the sticks through the window?
Yes. They have drive-up pharmacies where you stick your arm out the window. Drive by, they shoot you up, and then you go.
I just can't.
And you drive away with lupus or whatever.
Heavy metals and
everything.
Adjuvants and chemicals, chemical soup that they put in there, straight into the bloodstream that bypasses your your detoxification organs. My
gosh.
Man, it just makes you so sad because I know people in my life that get those things.
Oh, yeah.
And they really think that they're going to not get the flu because they get that.
Oh, yeah.
And
half the people I talk to get the flu worse than anyone I know. So they're like, it must have not been the same strain. That's their line of reasoning why they still get the flu. I'm like, oh my gosh.
If you want to avoid the flu, take a garlic ginger shot or something.
Sweat. Do something.
That is just...
Don't fill your body up with poison.
Yeah, we've done a couple shows about vaccinations. Episode 4 and episode 34. And those are with Mary and Renee Toko.
Oh, right.
And then we also did another show with, I forget, but you can go on to this specific area of our website if you're interested in listening to those. But oh my gosh, that is just, those vaccinations, that's scary.
Mm-hmm. It is scary. That's a good word to use for sure with regards to that.
I heard that in Europe, they're thinking about, or they're testing the rollout of forced vaccinations. Could you imagine if that ever tried to happen?
No.
Forced vaccinations?
Oh, we're in a world of hurt if that starts going down.
Yeah. That would just be I'm really, really curious. How far are they going to push the buttons here with this whole vaccination thing?
It's a bigger deal than I was ever aware of.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I used to think, what's the big deal? And now I'm like, it's the biggest deal.
Yeah. There's a couple other things. There's a link that you sent to me. Let me pull this up here. There's a link that you sent to me.
I did?
Yeah. And you said possible.
Oh, possible fodder for Free For All Friday?
And that is 11 ingredients banned outside the U.S. that we eat.
Yeah, don't you love that?
Number 1, let's see. Yeah, here they are. Let's see. Blue, number 1, food coloring. Mm-hmm. Banned in Norway, Finland, and France. Blue number 1 and blue number 2 can be found in candy, cereal, drinks, and pet food.
Yeah.
Kellogg's did not reply to multiple comments or requests for comment for its use of blue number 1 in its Nutri-Grain bars. Golly, that's crazy.
Isn't that freaky?
Man, blue number 2, and let's see, blue number 2 is listed as an ingredient in Mars and M&Ms. How many of those did you eat as a kid?
Oh, man, I know.
In a statement from Mars, the company said, around the globe, there could be slightly different formulations and products available based on both local requirements and consumer preferences. All the colors we use in our products, no matter where they are sold, comply with our own strict internal quality and safety requirements, as well as all applicable laws, regulations, and safety assessments relating to colors added to food. All colors are declared on the label in accordance with applicable national laws and regulations and always meet the highest safety standards.
Doesn't that make you feel warm and fuzzy?
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's the president the president of Mars Corporation. Wow.
Wow.
Yellow number 5, tartazine, and yellow number 6, food coloring. Let's see. What does it say it causes?
I don't even want to know.
Gosh, it's used in all kinds of different products. Red number 40. Golly. I can't even read all this. I'll put a link to this thing on the show page. Brominated vegetable oil. Bromine containing compounds can indeed cause bad reactions in people, but not because bromine is a corrosive gas. When a bromine atom is bonded to a carbon atom, as it is in BVO, it's no longer bromine, the pure element, and more than the chlorine in table salt is the World War I poison gas. Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Azatocarbonamide.
Note to self, if you can't say it, don't eat it.
Potassium bromate, that's brominated flour. That's in basically all wheat products, I think. Vegetable oils. Olistra, which is olean, butylated hydroxinol, and butylated hydroxylene, BHA, BHT, RBGH, RBST, recombinant bovine growth hormone. Arsenic. These are all substances that are banned around the world, and we're eating them.
Yeah, they're in like our Raisinets.
Yeah, just any processed food. I mean,
they're in our popcorn. They're in everything.
If you're eating processed food, you really should consider, I don't know, trying to weed off that stuff. I mean, how many M&Ms and Mars bars did you eat growing up?
Well, every movie time you ate candy like that, every holiday, it's not good.
Oh my gosh, it's just crazy, isn't it?
I know.
It's absolutely crazy. Did you hear that thing the other day with, there's a thing going around Facebook about how they tried to, speaking of things that are banned in countries, I think in Russia they ban microwaves, don't they?
I believe that is true.
Yeah,
Is it Russia?
Yeah, they did all the research after Chernobyl or something and banned the microwaves. But did you see that study that a little kid did about microwaved water and purified water?
No.
And she did one of those class experiments,
She a Russian kid?
No, just a
American kid.
Uh-huh. And she did this class experiment where she tried to grow some plants, and with one plant she grew the plant with purified water. With the other plant, she microwaved that same purified water and fed that to the plant every day. And let me turn the computer screen and look at what after 9 days.
No.
Isn't that amazing?
Can you put that on the site?
Yeah, we'll put that on the site.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it just shows a picture of a plant, and one side is perfectly good and the other side is
it's like
dead.
Yeah. Not only dead, it looks like it's shriveled.
Yeah, it's shriveled up from microwaves.
Yeah, it looks like it just like depleted the whole. Wow.
And I see people using microwaves, but a part of growing and learning is that it's not our place to tell people how to live their lives. It's not our place to warn everybody about all the dangerous things they're doing. So I don't really talk about it unless people ask me. But inside, it's like
You're screaming out like, just look at what you're doing.
Yeah, it's really sad. And I just wish people knew. That's part of what we're trying to do here is create some awareness around this stuff so that people know that, like Daniel Vitalis was talking about the other day with fluoride in the pineal gland and causing people to become docile and all that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, a little documentary thing we watched last night talked about how the pineal gland apparently used to be the size of an eyeball. And now it's shrunken to the size of a grape or a raisin.
Or a pea.
Yeah, or
raisin,
whatever.
Yeah.
But man, that pineal gland is a fascinating subject to me when have you ever heard the word pineal gland?
Yeah.
Growing up, you didn't even know you had one. You didn't know where it was. But that is like the center of your health.
Yeah. And your ability to have
consciousness.
Yeah.
Really.
A spiritual connection with God, you know, without that, it's,
and if we're fluoridating our pineal gland and toxing it up every way we can, we got issues.
Yeah.
So
it's really, really challenging out there. So, but the whole thing of what we're trying to do here is just to let everyone know that even though there are problems out there and there are things like microwaves and yellow dye number 40 and blue dye number 6 and all this crazy stuff, we do have lots of tools at our disposal, and we have everything in terms of cleansing these days under the sun that's just so powerful.
It's not doomsday.
Yeah, I mean, our dentist out in, Marble Falls, Dr. Stuart Nunley, I think he was diagnosed with some kind of Lou Gehrig's disease, right?
I believe it was that or multiple sclerosis.
Yeah, something like that. And he reversed it through sweating and vitamin C. He was taking intravenous vitamin C along with vitamin C orally.
And chelating that out, right?
Chelating that out and sweating for, I think, an hour a day. And he was a former marathon guy and trained in the gym and all this stuff, strong guy, athlete, and got so sick he couldn't even walk. As a dentist, removing amalgam fillings from people. And he was able to completely turn his life around. So the great thing is that there are such great things out there, such powerful cleansing protocols out there. There's the niacin flush that you could do. You can research that online. It's called a niacin flush. You can do Panchakarma, where you take, it's an old ancient Ayurvedic practice where you would detox chemicals and things out of the fat cells of your body, which is where many of the toxins are stored. And that involved eating high amounts of coconut oil for an entire day and then doing a far infrared sauna sweat. And I've heard that when you do that, your sweat smells.
Like what?
I don't know. I've heard people talk about it.
Really?
How they got out and their sweat is
super
like a brownish
toxic
color.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, this is called Panchakarma. You can look it up. It's an ancient Ayurvedic tradition that they would do to sweat out toxins. You basically eat lots of fat that's highly absorbable, which is the best one is coconut oil.
Wow.
And you can sweat this stuff out. So, I mean,
like how much are you talking? Do you have to eat? Like a whole jar of it?
Well,
That'd make you feel
I
sick.
think that when they talk about it, it's just like anytime you're hungry, just do a little dab of coconut oil. Just kind of eat that all throughout the day.
Wow.
And then do a sauna that night or the next day. And, it's so cool. There's so many great things out there and so many protocols. And, we are being assaulted by government and by food corporations.
Our environment.
And the environment, the chemtrails and fluoride and the water and all this stuff. But at the same time, I just want people to know that there's hope.
Yes.
Even if you're diagnosed with some kind of crazy disease, there are so many great, incredible protocols out there. So that's one of our goals on this show is to
give hope
to people.
Yeah.
I don't want to see people, it just kills me to see when people just give up,
I know. And I hear it every day, and I'm sure we all do, where somebody got diagnosed with stage 4, blah, blah, and they just were like, well, I'm just going to go out that way.
Right.
And they keep living the way they're living, and they go out that way, and it's just.
Yeah, there was a neighbor of ours up at my parents' house who had his wife. I didn't tell you his wife recently passed.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, and she had she had Alzheimer's. Really, really bad. It hit her within 6 months, and
yeah, she was like non-functional.
She was completely non-functional, and we told her about the MCT oil and the website coconutketones.com, where Dr. Mary Newport is using this incredibly highly concentrated coconut oil. It's called medium chain triglyceride oil, MCT oil. And she helped cure and bring her husband back from Alzheimer's. And we told him about this and sent him the website and sent everything. And he called back and said, he spoke to my parents about this and said that, I think she's just too far gone. And,
that stuff makes me sad.
Yeah.
Makes your heart break.
Yeah.
Why not throw everything at it as a last? I don't know why people are just so stuck in their ways. It's horrible.
I know. And it's sad because, she's unable to communicate. She may have, if she were in her right mind, she may have said, yeah, let's try this.
Yeah, I know. But
he made the decision for her and said, no, she's too far gone. So anyway, that's our little thing. We're just trying to help people heal and to realize that drugs and surgery and chemotherapy and medications are not the answer. Not the answer. So let's see. We've got a little inspirational quote, don't we?
Well, we do, but I have to pull it up. Hold up here.
Okay, we'll run that in just a second.
Before we will say goodbye, let's leave you with something to ponder throughout your day. Here's an inspirational quote for this episode.
Here we go.
Life is too short to be running on autopilot, and no matter what age you are never too young or too old to increase the amount of value you contribute. By Terry Cole.
Okay, we're going to have to reread that again. That's great.
We always double up on this.
Yeah, we double up.
Life is too short to be running on autopilot, and no matter what age you are never too young or too old to increase the amount of value you contribute.
Oh, I like that.
And I'm reminded yesterday on our beach walk with Maggie in the evening about how you said, blanking on her name, she was 70 when she started her work.
Oh, Louise Hay.
Louise Hay.
Yeah.
And talk about...
Do you know what her story is?
You told me yesterday, but share it with the listeners.
Well, I didn't tell you all of it. She was a kid who was abused by multiple people, and I think she was raped as a child multiple times, like over 10 times by different people. And she was a foster child, kicked out of houses and lived on the streets and had this horrible, horrible upbringing. And I'm not sure what she did. It's sort of like, the lost years of Jesus, It's from her childhood to her,
Yeah, where the heck was she?
70 when she started Hay House Publishing. But at 70 years old or somewhere around there, she started this incredible publishing company that's encouraging and inspiring millions of people worldwide through books and audio programs.
Well, that goes right along with the quote. I mean, you are never too old or too young to contribute.
And it's never too late.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
You could be 80 listening to this program and start some of the simple everyday practices and change the rest of your life.
Yeah, we interviewed that Dr. Carl O'Helvey, who was, I think, 86 or something, and he was going around speaking. He was writing books. He has his own radio show. He goes out and teaches people about natural healing and health. And then Jay Kordich, the Juice Man, is an amazing guy. He started some kind of business. He's 80, or he's in his 90s now, but I think around 88 he started some business, and it's just awesome.
It's so cool.
The type of life you could live no matter how old you are.
What is that other quote? It's never too late to become what you could have been.
Yeah, I like that.
I love it. It just talk about inspiring.
Okay, so we got to read this one more time. That's really good.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Oh, I just X'd out of it. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Life is too short to be running on autopilot. And no matter what age you are never too old or too young, you are never too young or too old to increase the amount of value you contribute.
That is really good.
So we will leave you with that.
We'll leave you with that. And if you guys could do us a favor, we would be so, so grateful. A lot of people have been donating lately, and that is just we're so incredibly grateful for that. This show is free, and we have over 100 episodes now, and we do about 4 shows a week, and it takes a lot of time and effort and energy to do these shows, and we love every second of it that we do, but it is a labor of love for you guys. And we have over 120 episodes. This is episode 122.
Wow.
So we'll put all the show notes on episode 122. But if you guys can, if you have a few extra dollars, a lot of people lately have been donating, $2 or $3 or $4. The average donation is about $19 or $20. So if you have a few extra dollars, we would be so grateful if you could help keep this show free and help, just keep it free for everyone. That's that's really our goal. We don't want to charge anything for this show, and so our costs are going up a lot. We've got equipment that we pay and software that we pay monthly on, and all kinds of stuff. So if you can afford it and would like to support us, I know you may be on a run or driving in your car right now or doing some errands, but if you could remember to go onto our website when you go home, extremehealthradio.com/donate. There should be a donate link there through PayPal. It's secure. It's 100% secure. It takes you about 2 seconds.
We would be blessed by that.
Yeah, you don't even need a PayPal account either. You can just pay from your credit card. So that would help keep this show free and all that. So we just are so honored and grateful and, proud that we're helping you. So if there's anything we can do to help, just email us. We'd love to get back to you. And
your email address.
Oh, my email address. Yeah, you might want that. The email address is justin@extremehealthradio.com.
Or Kate, Kate, @extremehealthradio.com. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining us on this episode, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Thank you for listening to this episode.
Maggie says it's time to go for now, but our mission does not end with this show.
Justin and Kate will be back with another interview packed full of ideas, discoveries, and unique ways to regain your health.
Head on over to extremehealthradio.com/subscribe and instantly download our free gift too that contains cutting-edge strategies to start making healthy lifestyle changes today.
No material on this blog is intended to suggest that you should not seek professional medical care. Always work with qualified medical professionals, even as you educate yourself in the field of live food nutrition and alternative medicine. I'm not a doctor, nor am I offering readers or listeners medical advice of any kind. None of the information offered here should be interpreted as a diagnosis of any disease, nor an attempt to treat or prevent any disease or condition. While information in this blog and during this podcast is discussed in the context of numerous conditions, it can be dangerous to take action based on any of the information on this podcast or in this blog, or to start any health program without first consulting a health professional. The content found here is for informational purposes only and is in no way intended as medical advice, as a substitute for medical counseling, or as a treatment or cure for any disease or health condition, and nor should it be construed as such. Always work with a qualified health practitioner